Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. Good evening.
Jai Shri Krishna, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Jai Shri
Yes.
Krishna, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Jai Shri Krishna, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Let's begin the session. We'll have the starting prayer. Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet नमोऽस्तु ते व्यास विशाल बुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्र नेत्र येन त्वया भारत तैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः जय श्री कृष्ण
Jai Shri Krishna, ma'am.
yes today first of all I want to know some answers from you all. I request everyone to first switch on your cameras, please. Thank you so much. Yes. Now, I want some questions to be answered from your side. Okay. First, according to you, what do you think the epic Mahabharat is about? Who wants to answer this question first?
Me, ma'am.
Yes, you can.
The story is about Dharma.
Very good. Anything else you want to share about?
Or like always follow the path of truth.
Okay, very good. Anyone else wants to answer this question? According to you, what do you think the epic Mahabharatam is about? Yes? Like Ratika answered what she feels, you can place your point of view. You can tell me, what do you think the epic Mahabharatam is about? Bani, would you like to answer?
Ma'am,
Yes?
the Mahabharata is about the teachings of Lord Krishna and Dharma.
Yes, that's one of answer. Very good. बानी आपको क्या लगता है?
Ma'am, the Mahabharata is made of
protecting the
protecting the protecting the
Protecting
Dharma.
Dharma. Yes, very good. Okay. So, Bharat is actually about the story of sages, various kings, various apsaras, and their birth mysteries. That's why from day one, I have narrated you the stories about so many kings. If you have gone through the notes, I just mentioned so many names so that you can understand Mahabharata is not only about fight between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. It includes their story, but it is only about the last 100 to 150 years. The complete Mahabharata is about 30,000 to 40,000 years. It starts from Treta Yuga, where Parshuramji started killing those kings who were not following the path of Dharma. Understood? Actually, when Ramji's Leela was completed, after that, Mahabharata began actually. And it started with the story of Chandradev and Tara. Yes, I have narrated this story. Tara was wife of Jupiter, that is Brihaspati. So actually, Mahabharata is the story of various sages, various kings, the Apsaras, and their birth mysteries. That's why from day one, I didn't begin the story with Pandavas and Kauravas because that's the last part of Mahabharata. And we here in this workshop, we want to know from where the Mahabharata had started, and it ends at the Pandavas and the Kauravas story. Okay? Yesterday we began the story with the King Shantanu, Devi Ganga, and Shantanu's second marriage to Devi Satyavati. Now the story begins with the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Okay? That's why till 4 days we were understanding why Mahabharata began. And Mahabharata means not the conflicts and the fights between the kings and their families. No, not at all. Mahabharata means the lives of various sages, various kings, and what to do and what not to do. By hearing these stories, the story of Nala and Damayanti, the story of Shakuntala and Dushyant, the story of Yayati, and the story of Pururava and the Apsara Urvashi, we understood what to do in life and what not to do. How their mistakes they had to face the consequences of those mistakes in their life. That's why I was narrating such a great story in a concise format. शॉर्ट स्टोरीज में हम उनकी चीजों को समझ रहे थे. And real Mahabharata is actually about, it starts with Chandradeva and all the lineages till Janmejaya. That was my purpose, why actually I was introducing all the kings and their children, so that you can understand what real Mahabharata is and why our country, India, it has got the name Bharatavarsha because it is blessed with so many kings, their lives, their struggles, and their victories. Now understood? The real benefit, or you can say the real motive of this workshop. Pandavas and Kauravas story, you can get it anywhere. Yes, you can read those stories, you can go on YouTube and search, you can get everywhere. But will you understand the lineage? And so many kings had taken birth on our Bharatavarsha. Would you get this story anywhere else? No. You cannot understand this story in 3 or 4 sessions. But here in our workshop, I tried to explain. I tried to give you the introduction to the original. Okay. So let's begin with the story how the Pandavas and Kauravas came into existence. Okay. Yesterday we saw the story of Bhishma, how he got his birth and why he is struggling so much on this earth. Okay. Today we will understand the story of the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Okay. So Satyavati had 2 children, Chitrangad and Vichitravirya. Chitrangad had a war with the Gandharvas and he lost his life. He had no children. Then Vichitravirya, he was married with the 2 queens of Kashi, Ambika and Ambalika. But Vichitravirya had a short life, and after 6 months of his marriage, he also lost his life. were no children to Ambika and Ambalika. Satyavati got very worried. She wanted children to be born so that there would be a next king of Hastinapur. Then what did she do? She called upon her elder son, who is Maharshi Vedavyas. Vedavyas met with Ambika and Ambalika, and then the birth of Dhritarashtra and Pandu was possible. Also, there was a maid in Hastinapur whose name was Parishrami, and she gave birth to Vidura. So Dhritarashtra was born blind. Yes. Then Pandu was born with a short life, and Vidura was born, but he could not be the king of Hastinapur because he was the son of maid. But he was having dharma and living his life correctly. So in this way, these three children were born. Then later on, after a few years, Dhritarashtra was married with Gandhari. Pandu was married with Devi Kunti. And Vidura was married to Vidurani. So, the children of Dhritarashtra are called as Kauravas. But what happened actually? Gandhari's pregnancy was carried for 2 years. And after 2 years, she delivered a hard mass of flesh instead of a baby. Then Maharshi Vedavyas, with his divine powers, he divided that hard flesh of mass into 101 different bodies. And with the divine powers, the 100 Kauravas and their sister Dushala was born. So in this way, the Kauravas came into existence. On the other hand, Pandu and Devi Kunti, Pandu, because of curse, could not have children. But Devi Kunti, with the divine powers of sage Durvasa, she got one fine mantra. If she chanted that mantra, she could have children. So, by chanting that mantra 3 times, she got Yudhishthira, Bhim, and Arjun. Then Pandu had one more wife. Her name was Madri. Kunti shared that mantra with Madri, and Madri gave birth to 2 children, Nakula and Sahadev. So, Yudhishthira was a blessing from Yama, the god of death. Bhima was blessing from Pavandev or wind god. Arjuna was blessing from Indradev. Means Kunti chanted the mantra of Yama and she got Yudhishthira. Then she chanted mantra of Pavandev and she got Bhim. Then she chanted mantra of Indradev and she got Arjun. Then she gave one mantra of Ashwini Kumaras to Madri, and Madri got Nakul and Sahadev. In this way, these 5 Pandavas were born. Understood, everyone? How Kauravas and Pandavas were born? If you have any question, you can ask me now.
No questions, ma'am.
So understood? Dhritarashtra's sons are called as Kauravas and Pandu's sons are called as Pandavas. Pandavas means 5. Okay? And Kauravas means 100. The Sanskrit word Kaurava means 100. The eldest Kaurava was Duryodhan. Second one was Dushasan. Third one was Vikarna. And the list goes on. And they had one sister whose name was Dushala. Now we have to understand what happened between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. So as they were growing up, one day Satyavati and Bhishma Pitamaha said that now you should go into the Gurukul. Your study should be started. And then Dronacharya and Kripacharya were instructed to teach all the Kauravas and the 5 Pandavas. Then during their learnings, sometimes there were moments of friendship between them. But when the learnings were going on and the teachers used asked a question, and most of the times the Pandavas used to answer the questions quickly. And this was the moment Kauravas started hating them. And because of this, the hatred began to grow in such a way that the Kauravas didn't accept Pandavas as their brothers. And it started from their childhood. Also, the uncle of Kauravas, Shakuni, Mama Shakuni, Uncle Shakuni, he started telling to the Kauravas that don't accept these Pandavas as your brothers. If you accept them, then Yudhishthira is the elder one. He will be declared as the next king of Hastinapur when he grows up. If you want to be the king, O Duryodhan, then gain the knowledge, gain the wisdom, be powerful, so that when you grow up, you will be the next king of Hastinapur. In this way, Shakuni uncle, Shakuni mama, he was always misguiding the Kauravas, and he was the reason behind the conflicts between Kauravas and the Pandavas. And in this way, the bitterness grew into them. The Pandavas actually wanted the Kauravas to behave properly with them, but no use. The Kauravas were always listening to Mama Shakuni, and he was always misleading them. And one day came when all the Pandavas and all the Kauravas were grown up. Now there is one more story of Mata Kunti. What had happened? When Kunti's marriage was fixed with Pandu, she had one backstory. What was that story? Do you know? What
I
was
don't
the
know, ma'am.
backstory? There was a secret of Devi Kunti. She hadn't shared it with anyone. What was that secret? Yes,
Ma'am,
Shivansh?
ma'am, Karna, ma'am.
Yes, very good. So, Kunti had blessed with that divine mantra from sage Durvasa before her marriage. So, one day, what she was doing? She wanted to test the power of that mantra. So, what did she do? She went near the riverside and she chanted the mantra of Surya Dev, and she wanted to check the power. And what happened? As soon as she chanted the mantra, Surya Deva appeared in front of her and he said, "O Kunti, you have remembered me by chanting this mantra. Now I bless you with a baby boy." And in this way, at that moment, Kunti was unmarried. And immediately within few seconds, she received a baby boy in her arms. Oh my God. In this way, she felt very astonishing and she felt, wow, this mantra works. And later on, she thought that, oh my God, what I have done. Right now, I am unmarried. And if I take this baby boy to the palace, everyone will ask me, from where you got this baby? And no one will marry me. In this way, when she was stuck with that problem and she didn't know what to do, then what did she do? She took a basket, decorated it with lotus flowers, kept the baby between the lotus flowers, and she put that basket into the river and it flowed down through the river. She gave away that baby. She didn't took the responsibility of that baby. And this baby was Karna. So actually, Kunti had 4 children. One child was before marriage, and 3 children she got after marriage. And she shared with the mantra with Madri, and again she got 2 children. So in this way, Kunti had actually 6 children. But the Karna was hidden from everyone. She didn't tell anything about Karna to anyone. Now coming back to the story where the Kauravas and the Pandavas had completed their education in the Gurukul. Now they are coming back to Hastinapur. There was a program, there was an event organized for all the Kauravas and the Pandavas to showcase their talent, whatever they had learned in the Gurukulam. So what happened? One by one, every Kaurava and one by one, every Pandava, they were showcasing their talents. Yudhishthira had become champion in using a spear, and Bhim was famous for his so much of strength. He had a strength of 10,000 elephants. Then third, Arjun. Arjun was famous with archery. Fourth, Nakul and Sahadev. They were famous in the knowledge of Ayurveda and Jyotish Shastra. Means they were famous for the study of medicines and the study of astrology. And one more thing they were famous for, they were handsome looking prince. Both were famous for their handsome looks. Actually, all the Pandavas looked handsome, but especially Nakul and Sahadev were so more handsome than other the Pandavas. So in this way, everyone was showcasing their talent in front of the kingdom of Hastinapur. The people had gathered there to see all the princes. How many princes were there? 100 Kauravas and 5 Pandavas, 105 princes. Then came the turn of Kauravas. One by one, they were also showcasing the talents. Some was famous in spear, some was in archery, some were famous for their strength, some were famous for other knowledges. In this way, the showcasing talent was one by one going on. And when the show was at the end, something happened. Everyone's eyes were wide open at one moment when the entry of Karna had happened there. Karna came there dazzling. And what was the quality of Karna? Do you know what had he on his chest and in his ears? What did he have?
Kunkun and Tarbach.
Yes, Kundala and the Kavacham. And both were made up of gold and both were divine. Okay. Karna, when he was born, he was blessed with Kavacham and Kundalam. And what was the power of that Kavacham and Kundalam? That no one can make him dead. That no one can hit him so hard, so he cannot die actually. Unless he removes his Kavach and Kundalam. That was the divine power of Karna. And Karna entered into that arena. Everyone was looking. Everyone thought that he is also a prince of some kingdom. He is looking so valorous, so powerful. He had such handsome looks. And everyone was feeling, oh my God, who is this divine personality? The way he was walking into the arena, everyone was impressed. And then Karna also started showing his talent. What was his talent? Which weapon did he use the most?
Ma'am, bow.
Or which weapon?
Archery, bow.
Archery, the bow and the arrow. Very good. So he also started showcasing his talent. Whatever Arjuna had shown, he was showing that talent, but at a higher level. He was showing it with more efficiency. And then he said that, I am Karna. I am the Sutputra. And in this way, Kripacharya knew his identity actually. Because Karna's father was charioteer of Bhishma Pitama's chariot. And Karna's foster father was Adhirath. And Adhirath was an employee in Hastinapur. He was a charioteer of Bhishma Pitama's chariot. So Kripacharya knew who Karna is. In this way, he was not allowed. Everyone was saying, no, 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 you are not a prince. Stop showcasing your talent. You may be talented, but you cannot compete with the prince of Hastinapur. In this way, Karna felt very bad. He said, why am I compared like this? Why am I not given a chance to showcase my talent. Why are you taking my caste and why are you doing such discrimination with me? See my talent, judge me according to that. Why I am not given a chance? And then Duryodhan, he understood value of Karna. Duryodhan will be more powerful than Pandavas. And what did Duryodhan do at that time? Of Anga Pradesh. He declared, "O Karna, don't be so upset." Am I audible, everyone?
Ma'am, you are audible.
Am I audible? Yes. So Duryodhan decided in front of everyone to declare Karna as the king of Anga Pradesh. Because the people in the arena, they were all saying that Karna is not a child of a king. So he is not applicable to compete with Arjun. So to make him eligible to compete with Arjun, Duryodhan did this and he declared Karna as the king of Anga Pradesh. Now, being the king, Karna became eligible to fight with Arjun. In this way, it was a wicked trick by Duryodhan to show Arjun that you are not only the one so much talented here. There is some another person also who can compete you and who can defeat you. So what moral do you learn from? To never judge someone on that. Talent and courage can come from anywhere. You you have to possess that talent. It makes you more efficient in front of everyone. And the third thing, a true friend stands by you
Ma'am,
in the
excuse me.
most difficult moment.
Ma'am, excuse me.
Yes.
Your voice is breaking.
Okay. So let me know. Am I audible clearly now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So from the story of Karna, we have to work hard for it so that we become more efficient in front of other people.
Voice is breaking.
Also, Duryodhan had one good quality. So Duryodhan had that good quality that he had friendship with Karna. When you know how the friendship should be, there are two examples. First is Duryodhan and Karna, and second is Sri Krishna and Sudamaji. When we want to understand how our friendship should be, it should be like Karna and Duryodhan, and it should be like Sri Krishna and Sudamaji, where they can do anything for their friends. They always keep their promises and they always support each other. That's the quality of friendship they possess. And what you should not learn from Kauravas and Pandavas, that the conflict arises due to jealousy. Duryodhan was always jealous about his Pandava brothers. Don't have jealousy in your hearts. Okay? He always had a fear of losing the kingdom. He wanted to become the king of Hastinapur. That's why he had that fear that if he is not that much powerful, then Yudhishthira will be declared as king of Hastinapur. And that's why Shakuni Mama He always misguided. So we should understand. So moral of the story is we should understand whom to listen and whom not to. Whose advice we should listen and whose advice we should not accept. So Shakuni was always misguiding Duryodhan, and Duryodhan was always listening to him. That's why at the end of Kurukshetra war, the Pandavas were alive, but the Kauravas were dead. So that's the moral of the story. We should understand whom to listen and whom not to. So if you have any questions, you can ask me, children. So who were the acharyas of these Kauravas and Pandavas? Who were the gurus? What were their names?
Dronacharya.
And Kripacharya. Okay? The two gurus who taught them all the using the weapons and how to fight in the war.
Excuse me, ma'am. Your voice is breaking. It's
I'm facing
continuously
network
breaking.
issue actually. Yes, I'm facing network issue. There's work going on from the Airtel side actually in my area.
Even my network is gone.
So
It's
if you have
from
any,
ma'am.
yes, sometimes it happens. So if you have any questions, you can ask me, children. Yes. So you understood today's story?
Yes, ma'am. It was really interesting.
Yes, ma'am.
So today we learned the birth of Pandavas and Kauravas, how they behaved in their childhood, and why the Kauravas never accepted Pandavas as their brothers, and how he was declared as the king of Anga Pradesh. Who declared him the king of Anga Pradesh?
Duryodhan.
Duryodhan. Very good. Now, can you answer one more question? Who was the only sister of the Kauravas?
Dushasara. Sorry. Dushala.
Dushala. Yes, Dushala. And one more thing. Dhritarashtra had one more son, actually, and his name was Yuyutsu. 100 Kauravas were his sons, but there is a twist in the story. Have you known this? How many of whose name was Yuyutsu? And do you know one more thing? In the war of Kurukshetra, where the Pandavas and Kauravas were fighting for the throne of Hastinapur,
Your voice is breaking, ma'am. Can you repeat it?
this guy, this Yuyutsu, he was fighting from. Okay. Dhritarashtra had one more son whose name was Yuyutsu. As Gandhari's delivery got delayed, he had a son before that, and his name was Yuyutsu. During the war of Kurukshetra, this person, Yuyutsu, he fought from the side of Pandavas. He didn't choose the side of Kauravas. So how many of you did know about the name Yuyutsu and his decision of fighting in the war from the Pandavas side? How many of you knew this? And you know, Bhagavad Gita first shloka has his name in the shloka. How many of you know the first shloka of Bhagavad Gita? Bani, I think you know the shloka. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. Can you chant?
Yes, ma'am. धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे
Please chant the shloka.
समवेतायुयुत्सवः धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामका पाण्डवाश्चर्य किं कुरुवत् सञ्जय.
Very good, Bani. Very nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
So did you say the word yuyutsavaha? Samaveta yuyutsavaha. Yuyutsu. The yuyutsu word has two meanings actually. First, the persons who have gathered for the war, and Yuyutsu, the son of Dhritarashtra. So in a hidden way, Dhritarashtra has taken the name of his son also in the first shloka of Bhagavad Gita. Understood? He wants to ask, "Oh Sanjaya, Pandu's sons and my sons, what are they doing on the Kurukshetra war? Have they begun the war? And what are they doing? I want to know." Now, when he says my sons, he is doing Yuyutsu. Yuyutsavaha. The word is being taken in the first shloka of Bhagavad Gita. Without giving the clarity, he wants to take the name of his son and he wants to ask the question, including Yuyutsu, what my children are doing on this Kurukshetra war. Okay, so this was the secret of Dhritarashtra also. Today we got to know two secrets. First, Kunti, she had son Karna. And second, Dhritarashtra, he had the son Yuyutsu. Two secrets are there. Very few people know the secrets about this. Very few people know about this secret in Mahabharata also. Bhishma Pitamaha had known both the secrets, but he didn't tell it to anyone. Okay? So Mahabharata is actually full of mysteries. When you understand each of these characters, you will understand it more elaborately. Okay, children, let's do the final prayer and we'll stop the session here. Yogesham Satchidanandam Vasudevau Vrajapriyam Dharma Samsthapakau Viram Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum.
Jai Shri Krishna, ma'am. Ma'am, in the next section, can you please tell the story how the Pandavas found out about this? Found out about the other brother?
Actually, the Pandavas get the answer at the end of the Kurukshetra war. And that's why Yudhishthira curses his mother Kunti
Ma'am, you should.
at that time. Mahabharata is full of curses also. There are so many curses we understood, yes? So mysteries, curses and secrets all together. The story of the sages, kings, apsaras, so many characters, and from each character we can learn so many things, what to do and what not to do in our lives. Okay, so in the next session of our Tales of Mahabharata, we'll understand how the Pandavas got married to Draupadi, her humiliation, then Krishna's entry in their lives, everything. Okay, step by step in the sessions, we'll understand the lives of Pandavas and Kauravas. Okay, and this is the last 100 to 200 years of Mahabharata. Last 200 years of Mahabharata, we can see. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes.
tomorrow
So,
do
Jai
we
Shri
have
Krishna. Good
do we have
night.
good night, ma'am? But do we have class tomorrow?
We will be having our next session from next week, Monday to Friday.
Oh, okay. I just have a little doubt when we were having and all. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, happy weekend, ma'am. Bye.
Yes.
See you
Happy weekend.
Good
Bye-bye.
day,
ma'am.
ma'am. Jai Shri Krishna.
See you on Monday, ma'am. Bye.
Bye-bye. See you on Monday.
Bye.